what's happening just out for the early evening walk. Got my drone with me, got my licence, all the details. Just going to have a stroll about, see what's going on. In fact, it's got a bit colder now out here. In fact, it's just starting to rain, trust my luck. Yeah, got some rain coming in, I believe. Anyway, I just took a couple of lorazepam tablets. Hopefully, that'll relax me a bit. Got my camera on tonight. Catch all these knobheads out. What I'm going to do is put it on like that. My camera is just to catch all these idiots out that don't know nothing about the drone laws, yet come up to me and try and give it a big one. Don't get me wrong, normally I wouldn't bother with the camera, I'd just grab it around the throat. Fucking wring their necks, but at the end of the day, I've got my licence and that to think about. But it's all good. Is it raining out under the cover? No, it's not raining now. Or is it raining? I think it is raining. It's just that I'm under a load of cover at the minute. It could be the quickest evening walk ever. Hello, mate. Yeah, I should really. That's starting to get on my nerves. But it's all good. Everything's being recorded. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, in this village, out of the times I've been approached, I would say 90% of them are fine. They're interested in it. You've got 10% that think they know it all and just want to abuse you. But to be honest, I ain't going to take the abuse. Yeah, basically. Crazy, eh? I'd think twice if I started abusing their face with my fist, you know what I mean? Which the other night I was about that far away from. But that wouldn't be doing myself any favours. Anyway, glad to say it stopped spitting now. It was show the clouds we got at the moment. Hello Dave, how you doing? Be interesting to hear from my building society tomorrow about the claim for CEX. who said return the flyaway drone. How can you fucking return a flyaway drone, man? Which is exactly what I told the Nationwide. Yes, I put in a claim for my £430 back. So I've done that before against CEX over a mobile phone, which they tried to do the same thing. I said to the girl, are they even qualified in drones? And obviously I've been first of all, I communicated with the CAA, with the drone makers, DJI. So I got their evidence as well, which I don't think I'll need. Cheers, mate. I'll probably be quite successful, I think. Just gotta wait for them to sort of look at it and then process the claim. But to be honest, I'm quietly confident. I explained to the girl, I don't think that CEX understands the term flyaway. Well, obviously DJI understands the term flyaway. Like all you drone pilots out there will understand a flyaway. How can you bring back a flyaway for them to inspect it? Well, maybe if they tell me where it is, do you know what I mean? Exactly, Dave. I did say to the girl who in CEX is actually qualified to even turn a drone on. You know what I mean? Someone's walked in off the street like I could tomorrow with a drone. What's happened? Have they just bought it without testing it and then mugged me off? Because it was the first time I'd flown it. I said to her about all of this that I've got, all my old operator ID and all that, my flyer's ID. So I'm pretty qualified in what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. How did they test it? Did they just fire it up in the shop? I could fire a broken drone up in the shop, do you know what I mean? Could be the GPS that was broken, could be anything. But CEX telling me they can sort something out if I return the drone so they can inspect it. Which just made me laugh. At that point, I said, look, I'm off. And I went straight to the building society. Yeah, how do they test that? Unless they've got someone in the shop who's got all the accreditation to fly it. I've got no idea, man, where that flew off to. Well, obviously I said to the girl that I've got the coordinates that DJI gave me, but I've been there. Well, that's what I mean. Well, are they even testing them? Do you know what I mean? Are they even testing them, or are they just buying these things, putting them in the window? And I had an issue before with a mobile that I bought from them. That was when they refused to refund me. They said, we'll give you store credit. I said, don't worry about it. So I went through my building society. So they'll see that this is the second claim which I've had against them. Don't get me wrong. Well, no, even if it was £100, I'd still go for it. But obviously this is £430. Don't know if the wind's picking the wind up here. Gonna walk through the college there. We got a public right of way. Anyway, the camera works well. Also sees in the dark, so flick it into night mode. Just at the river. This police. I don't know. Got so much going on, it's unreal. It is a lot of money, mate. It's all right. It's all right if you're sort of rich, got loads of money, but I'm far from that. It's a big investment, do you know what I mean, for people. But I know one thing now. I'm never going to buy a second-hand drone again unless I fully test it out. Even then, you're still better off buying a brand new one from DJI. That way you're going to get a 2-year warranty against flyaways. That's why they couldn't help me, you see, DJI, even though they were quite helpful, because after 2 years the warranty's gone. But then obviously any shop that sells you anything has got to give you a warranty with whatever they're selling. And it's like, they just don't understand the drones. To tell someone to bring in their flyaway drone is just a ridiculous comment. Really. They should be quite quick in making a decision. Yeah, 430. I thought it was 450, but it's 430. See, that could go towards another drone. I've obviously got the Leto 1. I want to get that Leto X1 next, but then I've still got the bits of the other kit. So I've got 3 drones at the minute, with 2 DJIs and the other one, my G10, one that I learned on. But it just does me nothing, man. Big companies like that, they need to change their policies on drones, because it's a little bit backdated. If they're telling people to bring in their flyaway drones, they clearly don't understand the term flyaway. And I said to Nationwide, it's actually a proper technical term within the industry. I mean, DJI calling them flyaways, and they're the rulers, really. But it is pretty crazy, to say the least. But I think what they do is reimburse you the money and then charge them, I believe. But who knows? Fucking also, we're going to be doing the records in a minute, about half hour. I'm going to walk back up, and we're going to go through the record. Well, we're going to start putting all the records together. You wait till you see me drone that I'm getting once I get my next qualification. It's called a T50, and it's massive. And it basically weighs kilograms, not grams. That's what this next exam is going to enable me to do, fly big drones that weigh shitloads. And they also give me the authority to do things that a normal drone pilot can't do. But yeah, that'd be interesting. But basically the drones have got a big container on them, which you mix up all the chemicals in. And obviously if a farmer wanted to do that, he'd have to pull one of them things right across the land really slowly. So that's why the drones are transforming the spray industry, because a lot of spraying's done at night. And with my new drone, well, I ain't got it yet, but the T100, the T200. But I'm looking at the smallest one, which is a T50. They've all got night vision. They've got everything, so you can literally, it marks out the edges of the field, and it just it goes along, just sprays out. Your crop sprays out. And I believe, after speaking to the farmer up here, once I've got one of them drones and I'm qualified, I think that I'll earn quite a bit of money out where I live, especially if I turn up with all the kit and just say I'm offering my drone spraying services. Lived here all my life in a farming village. I think they'll go for that, and they'd save so much money. To spray the fields normally, they'd need a few people. But to do it with a drone, you just need me. Do you know what I mean? And you can map it all out. They do map, you know what I mean? Maps it all out, and bosh, press your button, it will just go up and down. Got big headlights on as well. Big old batteries they've got, literally massive batteries. Huge bits of kit. And it is the future. Tell you what, I'll be glad when proper summer's here, man. Get out in the tent with the drones and the radios. That's what I might do next weekend if it's nice. I'm going to go up onto some high ground, up in the woods, right at the back. Probably about 4 miles from my house. I'm going to set a camp up there, which is basically the highest ground around me. So then when we put the radios on, we'll be picking everywhere up. And also with the drones, line of vision, I'll be able to fly for miles. All you droners out there, anyway, go and have a look at DJ Audit's latest video. You got some geezer that's come out, I've commented on now, who's gone, where's your spotter? Show me your licence. We don't have to show anybody. The police, you've got to show your licence and that too. Not just anyone that walks out and asks for it. And this guy said, where's your spotter? I wrote on there, you only need a spotter if you're flying FPV with goggles. That's what the law says. But this guy was adamant you needed a spotter. You don't need a spotter. It's visual line of sight. Unless you've got the FPV goggles on. Because you've got the goggles on, you can become a bit disorientated. So you have to have a spotter with you. Because you can't see exactly where the drone is because you've got the goggles on. And all you're seeing in the goggles is what the camera's seeing. You've got them 360 ones now that just go everywhere, but you still need a spotter. And what a spotter's doing, a spotter's job is just to stand next to you and watch the drone. And also another thing that this guy said is you've got to permanently have your eyes on the drone. Well, you haven't. You need to look at your screen and the drone. Crazy, isn't it? The amount of misinformation out there, and people that just haven't got a clue. But yeah, that's the only reason you need a spotter. Just got to the stage. I can see why they all got cameras on, man. Because you're going to have the 10% who ain't got a fucking brain, like that Blomberg the other night. And about two blokes before that. The one that called the police out that time, remember when I was stuck in the tree? You're flying around with that green light on. I said, well, don't look out the window then. And he was just chatting complete bollocks. Then the policeman in the end said, you're not doing, I can't see you're doing anything wrong here, Philip. Carry on. Do you know what I mean? Because I was explaining him what the CAA laws were to the policeman. And he was quite happy to leave me there. Crazy. I suppose the mouthpiece one was that Blomberg. But in the end, I got bored of her, and I just said, "Shut up, you sit." You know, I called it a C word. In the end, I just said, "Shut the fuck up. I ain't listening to you anymore." I can only have a little bit of bollocks. Do you know what I mean? You get to a point where I just think, "Fuck you." Fucking crazy. And then some other kiddie stopped me, who I know. He said, "I see you upset her. You want to watch her?" Blah blah blah. I said, "I ain't got to watch no one. I don't give a shit. I can look after myself. Trust me." Because I'll only be pushed so far, and then I'll just say, fuck the camera. I'll turn that off and do something myself. But no, I want to try and avoid that, because that's just going to end up putting me in trouble. Whereas at the minute, I'm not in trouble. They're the ones kind of in the trouble. But crazy. What can you do, eh? Fucking. But we'll carry on. Hello mate, how you doing?
Not bad, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Bit better if it's a bit warmer.
Oh no, but then next week's too much.
It's supposed to get warm Saturday, isn't it?
27.
Yeah. That was mad. I was talking to that girl, and it's not even who I thought it was, but she was quite polite. See, people are quite chatty, see, out in the countryside here. It's not like London, where people just ignore you. I grew up saying good morning and all that to people, do you know what I mean? But that wasn't even who I thought it was. Yeah, I was right then, nice weather coming in. Temperatures are 27. Shame it's not pay week. Otherwise I'd go camping this week. I really don't like I'm on basically something called Universal Credit. It's really annoying me because it's monthly. Before I got paid fortnightly. And the swap's completely done me in. Don't get me wrong, it's nice getting a lump sum every month, but you soon do that. But I don't know. In fact, there was some guy near to where I fly my drones. He had an old BMW out the front. I said, "That's an old one." He said, "Are you the one who flies the drone from up the park?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You've got me nearly buying one." This geezer was about 65. I was explaining it all to him. I said, "You ought to." But then you get some people that come out, "You're looking in my window, you're looking here." How do they know where I'm looking? I've got better things to do than look through people's windows. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. If I wanted to spy through windows, I could go high enough and do that with the cameras I got. But I don't do anything like that. Yet people just think that you're nosing at them. Unbelievable. Brain dead fucking people. People with zero common sense. They best get used to it, man, because they just started the drone deliveries with the Amazons and that, where the drones are dropping stuff off. It's all in the, you know what I mean? It's all happening. Trials for fucking Deliveroo and everything. Like I've said before, the people that have a moan, if their kid was missing, and I said, "Should I put my drone up and have a look?" They'd be the first ones putting it and saying, "Go on then." Do you know what I mean? It's just a joke. Just a complete joke, some people are. And no, I haven't looked for any missing people or kids or anything. I've looked for a missing cat. Which I got abuse on Facebook for. I was trying to find a cat. But Facebook don't really bother me. I don't really go on there a lot. Anyway, heading back now. That's your bacon sandwich, I think. And a nice cup of coffee. We're gonna have. Cool, that sun's bright. But I do find though, walking around with all this on, people approach you less. I don't know, crazy. By all means, come up and engage with me if you want to ask what the drone's doing or what I'm looking at. Don't just come up to me and start accusing me of shit I ain't doing. I don't know. Some of the people in this village think they're right fucking whatevers. But they ain't. They don't forget, they know what I mean? I'm from the old school. I grew up out on this street here. If I revert back to them kind of times, then God help them. But I'm not reverting back that way. I'll end up getting nicked myself. Don't get me wrong, if anyone, whether I'm on camera or not, if anyone goes to assault me, then they're getting some back. It's as simple as that. But hopefully it wouldn't go that far. But you never know, do you know what I mean? There was that old guy, I don't know if you see him, he's called PJ, does the audits. They come out, the security come out, he's right old, man, he's about 75, he's a pensioner. They come out and put him on the bed. Crazy. Fucking unbelievable. Yeah, that's why I'm going to wear this all the time now, because it keeps people away. I suppose it looks more official. But it's got everything on there, do you know what I mean? That's me £5 million insurance. So I'm insured as well, up to £5 million. And that's just for my recreational flying. If you're doing commercial flying, you need a different sort of insurance, which I'll be getting once I start my work and that. But it does make you wonder who's qualified in the CEX shop to say, yeah, this drone's good, we'll buy it. Crazy. Where's your spotter? If you're flying a drone with a controller and a screen, don't need a spotter. It's all FPV really, even what I fly. It is all FPV. Yeah. The ones with the goggles are the ones where you need a spotter. And that's a legal requirement as well, to have a spotter. Yeah, this guy that come out and challenged PJ Audits earlier was going, where's your spotter, show us your licence. You ain't got to show anybody nothing, man. The only people you have to show are the police. You ain't even got to give them your name. You only got to give them your name if you get arrested. Don't even, yeah, or maybe if you're they have to suspect you of an offence. But like I say, the one time that I dealt with the police is when that guy called in when I was in the tree there, and he was happy to leave me on my own. After I explained to him what the CAA law was about. This is like 4 in the morning. This guy's going, "Oh, you're flying around with that green light on." Well, yeah, that's what the law says. I said, "Try not looking out the window." And the policeman agreed with that. And then he started chatting some more, and I said, "Look," I said, I ain't even going to entertain you anymore." I just turned to the policeman. I said, "I can't even listen to him anymore." Fucking. But. Keys. Just going to put the bacon on. I don't know. Crazy world. Crazy people out there. Fucking. I don't know. It's the world coming to. Right. Turn that on. Coffee. Water in there. Where's my coffee mug? Turn this off now. Hello Luke, I'm all good mate. Kind of. Right, turn this off. That's ideal, these are one of these little cameras are. They see in the dark as well. So people can't even come up in the dark and fucking give it whatever. I don't know. And also, I've not had anybody... Oh yeah, that blonde bird said, "Oh, I'll smash the drone up in a minute." And I said, "Well, that'd be a criminal offence, wouldn't it? Criminal damage." And what is a real bad offence is if somebody actually comes up, gives you the big one, and actually tries to interfere with you controlling on your controller. That's actually a CAA offence, and you'll end up in prison if you do that. Because obviously I've got to be in control of that drone, and if somebody's trying to, you know what I mean, trying to stop you doing that, then they're in big trouble. Because they could cause an accident quite easily. But they don't know all this, see, all these know-alls that come out. Know nothing. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't know nothing if I hadn't done all the tests and done it all. But if you know nothing, then just don't say anything. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Numpties. But yeah, there's people out there, especially that old PJ, man. They put him right on his arse, man. He's 75. I ain't going to put up with that shit. Anyone wants to put me on my arse, mate, they're coming down with me. But he never stood a chance. I mean, somebody does that to me, I've got reflexes. I can get to them as quick as they're coming at me. But a 75-year-old geezer, he was helpless. He just went back. They pushed him back. And... crazy. But you've got to tape everything, you see, because then once they overstep the mark, you can then give them a clout legally. Ukraine. Now, I didn't find the drone. I'm getting my money back from my building society. So CEX have just been a bit strange, saying bring in your flyaway drone. Well, how'd you do that then? But I got all the evidence from DJI, so... where's me milk? Tell you what, I'm going to have a bit of coffee and cream tonight. Coffee and cream. Yeah, I've seen some horrendous things, man. But that PJ Audits, when they put him on the deck, that's when DJ Audits was with him, and he went mental. Like, they was all bundled in as well. Like that. I'm getting bundled by any of them. First one that comes towards me, man, and I feel like they're threatening me, I just headbutt them. Simple as that. Straight on the nose. Not that I condone doing that, but if you're forced into that, you are allowed to defend yourself. So if somebody's trying to knock you out, you can go to knock them out. Totally legal. I haven't got any, man. I've got nothing at all till I get paid. So I'm just on my tablets at the minute. Otherwise, I probably would be chilled out. I don't know. Either way, I'm not backing down. I'll carry on flying like I have been. And don't get me wrong, it's only 10%, 90%. I was talking to a couple of young kids the other night. That's a nice drone. I got it down, I started it up in the air, and I brought it down so they could see it and that. I was asking what the rules were, and do you know what I mean? Because they know that that's the future. But can't, fucking blows my mind. And the way some of them act, like they're fucking invincible. Well, they're not invincible. I've got ways and means, legal and illegal. But I'd rather just avoid it all. Avoid them all. Yeah, it will be a result for get me money back. I think I will, because CEX is asking to see the flyaway. But how are you supposed to do that? But yeah, that was a big hit. 430 quid, man. That was quite a big hit that I took there. No, I ain't got any smoke, mate, till I get paid. They keep moving the date about, which is doing my head in. I don't know. Fucking. Anyway, I'm going to charge my phone up. I'll be back shortly, and we're going to go through the records and put all the madness together and all the beat we're going to put together tonight. And like I say, as we go through the records, if anyone fancies anything, do let me know. Any subscribers, I'll give you 10% off. So if the album's a tenner, you can get 10% off. Or if you want more than that, I can probably put a deal together. But I'll offer them all to my subscribers first. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.